On this episode of MythBusters, we're taking a trip down memory lane in a countdown of the host's ultimate highlights.
This is hands down my favorite episode.
We'll go behind the scenes.
It is the beating heart behind why we love doing this show.
To salute and celebrate the greatest hits, most spectacular misses, trickiest builds, and weirdest, wackiest, most exciting experiments.
It was hilarious.
So buckle up, count down, and hold on to your stomachs, because this is the MythBusters Top 25 Special.
Holy crap, I'm gonna die.
Who are the MythBusters? Adam Savage.
It's scientific!
And Jamie Heineman.
I call it my little pop gun.
Between them, more than 30 years of special effects experience. Joining them, Tori Belleci.
And touchdown.
Carrie Byron.
They're starting to get a little crazy.
And Grant Imahara.
That was awesome!
They don't just tell the myths, they put them to the test.
MythBusters. Okay. I'll assemble the team.
I got the call. What's the emergency?
I don't know. Where's the walrus?
Good morning, team. Thanks for assembling. The network has asked us to make a 2-hour special. The top 25 MythBuster moments.
I'm sorry, guys. This is distracting me.
What?
So seriously, we're compiling our all-time favorite MythBuster episodes?
Yep.
I got a few.
Totally. This is gonna be awesome.
Well, what are you guys standing around for? Let's get started.
Oh, crap.
So we're all set to launch the Top 25 countdown. And it's going to be a wild ride full of spectacle, science, and an intriguing insight into the host's personal highlights. Not to mention all those fan favorites you love to see again and again and again.
So where do we begin? What do we got?
In at 25, the first most memorable MythBuster moment is in fact the first ever myth. Yep, way back when Adam looked 16 and Jamie looked like Jamie, our dynamic duo took on the myth of the JATO rocket car. And to test it, they built their own jet-assisted takeoff rockets, attached them to a car, yeehaw, and hit the desert with mayhem in mind.
I'm gonna have to have a grinectomy.
It's funny, after all these years, that our first episode, the JATO rocket car, is still a fan favorite and still actually really a high point for me and Jamie.
Brakes are coming off. We are a go.
Sitting in that chopper watching the rocket car take off.
Okay, we're in line. Okay, coming out of full throttle. I'm coming home with the electronics.
It was just extraordinary.
Go ahead, set them off. Firing in 3, 2, 1, fire. 3, 2, 1, firing. 3, 2, 1, firing. We got them all.
I mean, the closest example that I can give to it is that it was like watching some sort of African animal take off really quickly across the savannah. Except this was a car with a rocket on it. I mean, it was beautiful. It was gorgeous.
At a classic MythBuster moment.
That was hysterical. That was absolutely outrageous.
A hint of the absurd, a dash of engineering, and a side salad of busted urban myth.
Hey! That was beautiful.
From a single soaring moment in the Mojave to a whole lot of locking and loading. Responsibly, of course.
Let's do it.
Guns are a part of our standard stock and trade on this show, and I gotta say, I have some reservations about that because, well, they kill people, and that's to be avoided. But that being said, they're often fascinating, elegantly engineered machines that in our hands, where we use materials and tools in ways for which they were never intended, I call it my little pop gun. Things get real interesting real fast. It's a lot of fun.
You're looking at a vegetarian
Hey, nice shot.
from California.
Let her have it, Carrie.
I never expected that I would be a gun person. Until I joined MythBusters.
Guns and ammo are part of the Mythbuster tradition, but that relationship is built on respect and an ultra-safe environment created by expert armorers and law enforcement officials.
And if you see anything unsafe, please report it to the range master.
But the moment that fires guns and ammo into number 24 is from the viewer-requested mini-myth that it was possible to cut down a tree with a machine gun. And after Tori and Grant failed with the small arms, our vegetarian tree-hugging hippie stepped up to ramp it up.
One of my all-time favorite moments on MythBusters was shooting a Gatling gun to mow down a tree. Okay, we're going hot. I had never shot anything this crazy before.
In 3, 2, 1.
We're talking 30 caliber bullets, 3,000 rounds per minute. Just it was powerful. I think a lot of people would have liked to be in my shoes that day.
From guns and ammo to a weapon of mass deduction.
Wake up! Time for science!
I know that a lot of our viewers tune in because we blow a lot of crap up. And make no mistake, that is fun. But for us, what's kept it fun, kept the whole show this entertaining for all these years, is the science.
Gravity, man. It's not just a good idea, it's the law.
It is the beating heart behind why we love doing this show.
We're popping popcorn with lasers.
It's scientific!
And the tall tale that provides the fondest memory of solid scientific methodology and makes it in at number 23 is the time the team fired up.
The myth was that a bullet fired straight into the air will kill you when it comes back down to the ground.
All we did was find a dry lake bed that was pretty pristine, fire the bullets up, and see where they landed. Simple, right? Sometimes the best science is simple.
The U.S. military had actually done a fair amount of research into it between the two wars. They wanted to know what happened with falling bullets.
There she blows. That's a 9mm round. Woo! We found it!
We looked at all their research, and by the end of our episode, we effectively tripled, I think, the amount of real practical knowledge there is about bullets, how they fall, what speed they fall at, and what they'll do to you once they hit you.
About 2 inches.
I'd say that's probably one of the few episodes we could publish the results from, and I'm really proud of that.
This is science in action. We can confirm that vertically in the air, neither a 9mm nor a 30-06 is coming to the Earth with a lethal velocity.
Couldn't be any clearer than that.
I think we got this one down.
The next most memorable hold on. The next most
memorable MythBuster.
This doesn't happen to me. It usually happens to Jamie.
That would
Am I actually failing at trying to say failure is always an option?
Can we just roll the tape?
To say that things go wrong on the show is an understatement. And fabulous failures that stick in the memory include
Go!
this bunker test for the myth of the Confederate rocket, which put an end to shop-bound tests with rockets.
I heard it go, choo, go.
Then there was Compact.
Wow!
And the revisit, when the runaway trucks
They're gonna go into the water.
led to some subtextual brainstorming.
The weakest link in this chain was the breakaway rope, and that's what we wanted it to be.
But to get into the top 25 most memorable moments list, it's got to be an epic.
I think the most epic failure of all time was the JATO rocket revisit, when there was so much planning and so much work going into getting this car to go off a ramp using JATO rockets, and it blew up on the ramp.
3, 2, 1, go.
Good, it's on the hook. It's moving well. There it goes. It's heading towards the ramp. Or not.
There's no reset. You can't reset for a JATO rocket car launch because blowing up is your last chance. Boom, done. No reset.
Wow.
What was that?
That was one thing I didn't expect. Total explosion upon ignition.
But what's really interesting about the myth-busting motto
Failure is always an option.
isn't the accidents, mishaps, and chaos, it's the science.
Failure is always an option is a phrase that I came up with, actually, and put on early crew hats as a Christmas gift early in the show. And it's not just a joke. It's actually really the cornerstone of our approach to the scientific method.
Any result's a result, that's for sure.
We screw things up all the time on this show. And we have no pretense that we don't screw up.
Whoops.
In fact, when we fail, we learn things, and so we actually kind of respect it.
1.
That was the scariest thing I've ever done on this show. That was terrifying.
The car is going.
There it goes.
The cultural idea of the scientist is someone who sets up an experiment, and when it doesn't happen the way they expected, they think, oh, my experiment's a failure.
Ah, crap.
No scientist actually thinks like that. Any experiment that yields data is a viable experiment. Is information. Information is key, not what you expected the outcome to be. Therefore, any kind of failure of what we perceive might happen is an option.
Up next on the MythBusters Top 25 special, nothing beats your first world first.
I had a nightmare like this once.
The glass break episode is our first world first, and it's a real high point for us. Going into that episode, everyone's heard the myth that an opera singer can shatter a glass with their voice, and we thought that that was totally possible. But our research started to turn it over and showed that it was maybe not possible, that nobody had ever filmed anybody doing it. That there were films of a speaker doing it, but never someone solely with their voice.
Is a first on television.
Honestly, it is one of my all-time favorite high-speed shots. Seeing Jamie there, watching the glass vibrate back and forth, and watching his voice, watching the glass shatter catastrophically as the thing totally fails, and then watching as Jamie's, like, about 6 years later, pulling his lips away from the shattering glass, showing the real difference between action and reaction that happens when you slow things down. It doesn't get much better than that.
But apparently, some viewers weren't as happy as our hosts.
After this story aired, we got a lot of feedback from people indicating that they didn't believe that we were actually able to break that glass with a human voice.
Yep, some of you thought that this microphone boom is a sonic gun, and that this lens flare is a fishing line. Both theories suggesting that the glass break was fake. But the guys court the controversy, and here's why.
We like controversial results from our testing, and we, in fact, also like it when people criticize what we've done on the show, because it means that they're thinking about what we've done. And, you know, that's where it's all at. If you're thinking about the show, then you're being engaged, and we're doing our job.
Next up is not so much a single moment, but a medley of mean machines. Over the years, the team has collected plenty of crazy contraptions, mad models, and rad robots.
Pay close attention, because here's exactly what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen.
These beastly builds have provided many of the team's all-time highs.
Watch out!
And although this moment is a monument to them all,
Pretty sexy, huh?
the hosts do have a few cherished examples.
For both Adam and I, building crazy machines, well, it's what we live for.
Like that, just a godly torrent of water.
But out of all of them, what would be my favorite or the craziest?
Working on these machines is great for my skin.
I'd say that it'd have to be the steam machine gun.
Nice. I'm very pleased and terrified.
I mean, this thing was just so out of control. We had these pressure vessels that are, you know, hissing. That you turn the thing on and all these steam motors start to spin things at high speed.
3, 2, 1.
It was terrifying to even be close to it. It was insane.
As for Master Modeler Tori, well, whenever he gets to bring his special effects experience to the party, he couldn't be happier.
I mean, who gets to build a 20-foot rubber shark? Or a Batmobile out of a Trans Am? What do you think of the car?
Cool.
I'm like the luckiest guy in the world.
And Grant, well, that's easy. He's the man with the army of robot minions.
He's alive! Alive!
You know, I think that building these machines is one of my favorite things on the show. Decapitation hazard, everybody. One of my hobbies before starting MythBusters was fighting robots. And the idea is that you build a robot, it fights other robots inside this arena. And I think that the machines that I build for MythBusters are an extension of that. I didn't train him to do that.
Grant always says he knows when he's built a really, really good robot.
When just before you set it off,
Even though everybody's behind blast shields, in a bunker, far, far away.
everyone on the crew, including yourself, takes a little half step back. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
In the serious business of solving crimes of science,
Cue dramatic music.
sometimes you need a little protection.
Bot, baby.
Yeah, I can shake a booty in this.
Come on, let's go.
I feel like I'm ready to go out clubbing.
It's not dissimilar from how Jamie was dressed when he first came to Earth. You want to take off your hood and participate in this conversation?
I kind of like it in here. It's private.
Hail, people of Earth! I come in peace.
Yep, the team often pull on protective clothing. In their line of work, it'd be foolish not to.
Oh, dude.
But over the years, at your urging, they've also worn costumes that are not strictly necessary. And this fan-requested costume comedy and creative use of safety gear has provided a host of audience highlights. So, let's take a moment to remember all those moments when the team took one for the team and got dressed up like idiots.
James, I'm frightened.
You have every right to be afraid, my lovely.
How do you feel?
Feel kind of sexy.
They were definitely firmer at 8,000 feet, but not by much.
Well, do you want to go all the way?
Yes. Yes.
We're busting out of here, see?
You ready?
Oh, yeah.
Is this as disturbing as I think it is?
It's even more disturbing than you think it is.
I like it.
Sir, yes, sir! I predict that I'll be dancing on Jamie's intestines in minutes. Are you okay?
I think so.
Good job, dude. Once again, making my family proud.
Number 18 is a watery fable that proved science saves lives.
While we've tested stories that really range the gamut, everything from the purely abstract physics thought experiments, conceptual ideas, to Hollywood-leading misconceptions about physics.
Golly.
Every now and then we get our hands on something that has real-world consequences, and for me, the high point in that is the underwater car.
The myth being that if this happened, you wouldn't be able to open the door to escape until the interior filled with water. So, cue the car.
I had to remove the engine from the car to clean the car up, so I did.
The water,
Don't pee in the pool.
and for Adam, the opportunity of a lifetime.
It's something I've always wanted to do. This is my story from the get-go.
Okay, it's coming past my waist. Now I can start to see under the water. Oh my God.
That being said, being in that car while it was sinking, buckled in, hearing the water rushing under the dashboard, feeling the cabin of the car pressurizing, all of those things are totally wrong. And, you know, you're clear that if you ever felt these in real life, things will have been going very, very badly. Woo! All of that being said, it still was like a super high point for me. I've always wanted to be the hero of my own action movie, and this is one of the chances.
That myth is confirmed. I could not open that door until the cab seemed to be full of water for a while.
So Adam got to live out his stuntman dreams. But what makes this myth remarkable is that they didn't stop there. Adam and Jamie went on to test various escape techniques that would work. One of which made Adam and Jamie real-life lifesavers.
About 6 months after Underwater Car aired, I got an email from a fan who's a truck driver who had been driving, had a seizure, passed out, and woke up having driven his truck into the water. He woke up with his cab underwater, and he tried opening the door, and it wouldn't open, and he remembered our episode, and I still can't believe he did this. He reached up to the roof of his cabin, opened the air vent in the roof, and let his truck fill up with water. This is nighttime. He can't see anything. He held his breath, and then he opened the door and swam to safety. My hat is off to him. That blew all of our minds.
I survived!
Incredibly, the host's stomach-churning antics have worked their way into your affections.
Is everybody ready for diving?
Well, that's great.
Smells like pizza.
I'm done with science for today.
So once again, for your viewing pleasure, we bring you Green Grant, Queasy Carrie, and Seasick Savage.
I've been seasick all over the world. I've been seasick in Africa.
Adam's doing his best right now to help us attract more sharks.
I've been seasick in the Pacific. I've even been seasick on a plane.
Ready, hit it. Come on, stick with me, Adam. You got it. You got it. Come on. Stay with us. Stay with us. We got it. Come back. You with me?
I'm with you. I almost passed out there for a second.
I will say, of all the times that I have been sick, the Blue Angels flight was the only time in which being sick did not diminish in any way from what I was experiencing.
I'm starting to feel a little nauseous. I think I may throw up.
All right, you got the bags back there?
I do. Hold on.
I mean, I threw up, I think I filled 7 barf bags on those 3 flights that I took. And I still had a fantastic time, and I'd do it again tomorrow if I could.
There we go.
You know what this is? Of course you know what this is. It's the vomit bucket. It was given to me by the producers.
Just think, when you vomit, the test is over.
The reason you know what it is because they enjoy showing that footage over and over again.
All right, it looks pretty soft. Do you want to, like, smash out a big...
You see, that's how it works on this show. They find out what your weakness is.
That sucked.
And they keep exploiting it. They push it like a little button.
There's a bucket in front of you.
Well, that remedy doesn't work.
You don't like meat?
Come on. Never leave your position, Carrie.
Guess what? You're gonna be going to get the meat.
Of course, I'm the one they pick when there's anything nasty to pick up.
You get seasick, you get motion sick, guess what? You're gonna be the one thrown up on camera.
Attaboy. Yeah.
That's what they do.
Totally puked.
Oh, I think I could throw up my lunch right now.
Up next, the team celebrates, collates, and pontificates on results that defy expectation.
My favorite part on the show is when you expect one thing to happen and then the exact opposite happens. His stomach is inside his helmet.
It never ceases to amaze me when we start in on a story that we think is going to turn out one way and we get a totally unexpected result. Take the mice versus elephant story.
That was amazing. The elephant totally avoided the mouse.
Or the spinning tire of death beheading.
It just goes to show that you should never assume something. You need to actually test it.
There is a golf ball-like effect.
That's the coolest thing ever.
I can't even describe how thrilling it is, but the best word for it, honestly, and this is gonna sound like a trope, is scientific.
You can, in fact, polish a poop.
That's what science is all about, and we see that happen all the time on the show.
And a perfect example was a bull in a china shop.
You've heard this expression your whole life, bull in a china shop. It means a really clumsy person breaking things. Did it hurt the bull?
I'm okay.
You know, we set up this kind of rickety shelved china shop, complete with all these dishes, in this bullpen.
This one looks like it's ready to go without the bull.
And we let one bull in. For us, it was just a laugh.
Oh, dang! Here comes the bull. Oh, look, he's totally avoiding all the china. It was the most graceful thing I'd ever seen. And it was running fast. It wasn't just walking. I mean, it was moving quick, just weaving in and out of these shelves, not even touching it. Whoa, he's getting right through the shelves without knocking over a single piece.
That was cool. Okay, that's strange. Let's let 2 bulls in. So the 2 bulls, one follows the other one, and they just go around the china shop.
Look at that. They're very careful of the break-in china.
I was elated when I found out that the bulls weren't gonna break anything, because it was just so counterintuitive. I mean, they're big, giant, lumbering beasts. But no, they're ballet dancers. They're the ballet dancers of the wild. I think we're gonna have to just admit it. It's a stupid saying. I'm never gonna use it again. Bull in a china shop busted.
Busted.
Yeah, it's busted.
I think we should call him Buster.
Buster. Buster sounds pretty good.
Yep, rocketing into the countdown, it's the dummy who's taken not just one, but dozens for the team.
The thing about Buster is you do really think of him as a person. I mean, as a character.
His head's gone.
The most fun thing about working with Buster is watching him bounce. It's watching Buster hit something and then bounce off of that thing. And you really get the potential injury personified for you.
Why does everybody think it's so mean that I like watching Buster get beat up? You guys do realize it's a doll.
The best part about Buster is he will take tons of abuse and never complain.
Nice work, Buster. Nice work.
Throughout the mayhem, mischief, use, and abuse, he's suffered in silence for science.
I had to give a name to Buster's primary skill on the show. I would say it's first-person data acquisition. Or rather, last-person data acquisition.
But if Buster thought his career in data acquisition a bit rough, his most memorable moment really was pants.
Somebody ordered some exploding pants? Exploding pants, I mean, it was right up our alley. The story is that these farmers were using this herbicide. It was getting into their pants, and it made their pants super flammable. Little fella, we're gonna blow your pants off. To the point where just friction or some heat source alone would set their pants on fire.
I always loved the Exploding Pants episode because for me, it was just quintessential MythBusters. We had great small-scale experiments. We had a historical myth. And in the end, we got to blow Buster's pants up. So you want to ramp up the results?
I want to see a pair of pants explode.
This is a high-velocity explosive that we're using here, a specialty explosive. We expect Buster to get a pretty interesting ride. 3, 2, 1.
That's what I'm talking about. Those are exploding pants.
It's like he'd been vaporized. And after something like that happens, you do feel bad for the guy.
That's all that's left of his pants.
As for Buster, well, he was worse off than his pants.
Then I found this finger, or it was a burned up hot dog from some old barbecue on the bomb range. I don't know, but I kept it because I think it might have been a part of Buster. But this was truly the first time that I could not put him back together.
In at number 14 is a household material that's stuck in Adam and Jamie's absurd affections.
Relax. This won't hurt a bit.
Whoa!
I take a certain glee in using tools and materials in ways for which they were never intended.
Fun for the whole family.
Take the duct tape sailboat, for example. It's such a common material, but look what you can do with it if you set your mind to it. It's such an adventure.
Yeah, baby. You can keep your duct tape prom tux. We got a boat! The duct tape boat satisfies because it's a totally absurd object. Who would ever want a sailboat made out of duct tape?
Yeehaw! This is actually working.
I know that there are art movements like the Dadaists and the Futurists and the Cubists and the Impressionists. I think there should have been some absurdists.
While it's true that failure is always an option, I have to say success is pretty sweet.
And in the absurdist art movement, Jamie and I would be card-carrying members.
Well, Adam, you know what they say.
Yeah?
Whatever floats your boat. I somehow didn't think it was going to be duct tape, though.
All right, this part might be a little gross.
This next memorable moment is a monument to all those
What the hell are we doing? Moments.
And I've made this ballistics gel zombie dog to illustrate our point.
Oh, yeah.
They squeak when I walk.
Oh. I can't answer that. I'm tying a pig's stomach into a skeleton. Clamp.
We are continually having these moments where we all just kind of stop and say, what the hell are we doing? I mean, this is insane. That's not tendon.
Here, grab that other end.
What is it?
Penis.
I mean, it's like things that we do on this show are so outrageous. You're so in the moment, you're so focused on having it work, but there's a split second where you stop and go, this is one of the craziest things I've ever done. What in the hell are we doing?
I climbed down a rope of human hair to try to break out of jail.
I see split ends.
You should have used conditioner.
There's split ends. Oh no, that was so scary.
Yeah?
For me, the ones that stand out are really specifically the ones I just never imagined I would get to do.
Oh, wow.
Like hand-feeding an octopus that fell in love with me.
Yeah, he's very excited.
Swimming in syrup. How cool is that? Whoever has tried that?
Yeah! Woo! One of the grossest ones for me was when I was building Meat Man. I present to you my creation, Meat Man. Oh, almost threw up.
The list goes on and on.
And yet, it all started right here.
With my rear.
Yep, way back in episode 2,
I come from the planet Butthead.
the team had their first ever and most memorable "What the hell are we doing" moment while tackling a tall tale of toilet mishap. Apparently, while prone on the airplane throne, a lady of large proportions hit the flush, and the resulting suction meant she couldn't get up. And to test it safely in the shop, Carrie donated her model butt.
So how did you have this done?
So that's actually Carrie's butt.
This was my first real entrance into television.
Okay, I'm gonna take a shot. Try to hold it as still as possible from now on.
And in my mind, I thought, some little cable show. Come on, MythBusters. Nobody'll see this. Now if you Google my name, the first thing that comes up, my butt.
With Carrie's artificially enlarged posterior in position, the suction was souped up and the myth busted.
She'd have one big hickey.
Big butt hickey. That's going to be hard to explain.
And to prove the veracity of the result, Jamie was prepared to stake Adam's butt on it.
Are you ready to try it, you know, the real deal?
Sure.
Adam, with friends like that, who needs enemas?
All right, that's significant. Oh my gosh. Oh wow, that was really significant.
Next up on the countdown,
Ignition sequence starts.
the team shot for the moon while shooting down the conspiracy theorists.
Eagle has landed.
On this episode of MythBusters, was the moon landing a hoax?
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
What's that, Neil?
We really went to the moon.
It's absolutely unreal.
Say hoax.
Hoax! When I hear statistics like 20% of Americans think that the moon landing was potentially faked,
That's 100% wacky right there.
I am really glad that we're on the air. It tells me that we're doing something more than just making an entertainment show, that we're actually promoting critical thinking, and that's a very valuable thing. Makes us feel quite useful, honestly.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. Growl like a tiger. Mew like a kitten.
But if you want to know what really got me excited about doing this, it was building the miniatures and models. That's perfect. Because keep in mind that for something like 20 years before I started on MythBusters, that was mainly what I was doing. So it was a real joy to be able to practice my craft again. He's standing full on in the shadow, and you'd think you wouldn't be able to see him. He'd be dark, but he's not. He's in brightest day.
The cool thing about the moon landing myth is we actually got to work with NASA. Oh my God. When do you get that opportunity to actually go to NASA's testing facility?
It's a portable hug.
Use their equipment in order to find out whether or not we landed on the moon. It was just a rare opportunity and a very memorable one.
And you're
face, conspiracy theorist.
Over the years, fishy fables have netted a heap of highlights for the hosts.
Big one. Coming up. Whoa!
Here, let's give him a little bait.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
And to mark number 11 in the countdown, the hosts have dived into the archives to select their favorite shark-infested adventures.
Dude, I'm jumping into shark-infested waters for science.
In the realm of doing things that you can't believe are actually being called your job, diving with the lemon sharks on Tiger Beach in the Bahamas has to top the list. It was crazy great. Really difficult, really tiring, but insanely great.
Can I mention that this is really fun?
You know how in science fiction movies there's like a time portal you walk through and you get to another world, or a closet that opens to some magical land? Well, the ocean is in fact another world. The surface of the ocean is the portal to that world. We need protective gear just to go there. And when we get there, we are not at the top of the food chain. And for humans, it's a very freaky and scary thing to not be at the top of the food chain.
I'm gonna commence urinating in my wetsuit, okay?
Relieved that Adam's highlight is out of the way, next is a myth masterminded by Carrie. While marooned in shark-infested waters, is it better to play dead?
Okay, so here's the plan. We chum the heck out of the water. We attract as many sharks as possible, and then you two jump in.
Well, no, that sounds like a bad idea. Who thought up that plan?
Cocktails and appetizers!
I hope they like sushi. Oh, I hope they like Italian.
Yeah, fishy, fishy. Oh, man, I gotta give you credit. I'd never do this.
Yeah.
This is freaking scary.
Brave. Ooh. This sucks. This sucks so bad. This sucks a lot. I don't want to do this. Why the hell are we doing this?
Every fiber of your body is saying, no, this is the worst idea ever.
You want a piece of me?
You know, you just overcome it, get in the water. First, I'm thrashing around. He's playing dead.
Get your dinner!
Oh my God!
And then he starts thrashing around, and I'm playing dead.
Help!
During the shark special, where I'm trying to play dead, while sharks are circling us,
Help!
Really realistic. It's almost like you're scared.
this particular myth combines two things that I'm really afraid of. One, being out in open water, and two, fish touching me.
Something just touched me!
I think that was a shark.
Right now! Come on!
That is intense.
Help!
He was squealing like a girl. He was terrified. It was hilarious.
Help!
Especially since I was on the boat watching.
Come get it!
I mean, it was like the most primal scream. He was like, help!
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 Help! Need any harm, they're just hungry.
All right, come back in. I think we might have confirmed this one.
That was really intense.
But not quite as intense as the third and final installment of Shark Tales, a memorable moment that stretched the team's resolve to the limit.
I've gone diving before, and I've gone diving with sharks before. But going diving with sharks in the dark was terrifying. The scariest part was seeing how close they were coming to my coworkers and realizing that's happening to me too.
Look at this guy right here. He's coming straight for the light. It's creeping me out.
Wait a minute. What was that a shark? Are you kidding me?
Oh my God! I just smashed the shark in the head with the flashlight. These guys are starting to get aggressive.
What the hell are we doing?
For the safety of sharks and hosts alike, that signaled the premature end of the test. But not before the team took away a confirmed myth and a most memorable moment.
I was freaked out.
At number 10 is the exclusive broadcast premiere of a much-loved viral video. back when the team tackled facts about flatulence.
Hey, we got one!
In the interests of good taste, we left out an incendiary mini-myth.
I find it amazing that one of the most famous moments from our show, me lighting my own flatus, has never actually appeared on the air until now. It says something about the net sensation that is MythBusters.
Yep, the myth that you can light your own flatus escaped onto the net, where you, yes you, logged on in your millions to watch it again and again.
Oh yeah.
So, sit back and hold your nose.
Let's get that gas moving.
Because in a world first, here is Adam's attempt to eject hot air on air.
I've got the lighter, it works. I've got the position. And any minute now, hopefully, we're gonna make television history.
And it wasn't long before he piped up with a brief tune on the buttock bassoon.
Oh, got it.
Hey!
Big one.
Finally! Woo, I smell some singed blue jeans.
The high-speed camera is, I think, the most important tool that we use on the show. And we've used it to do things like illuminate things happening in explosions far faster than the human eye can see. We've also used it for recording me lighting my own flatus. From the sublime to the totally trivial.
Oh, got it.
Except for the fact that we also know that no one else has ever filmed a flatus being lit on fire on high-speed camera. And we love being the first at anything on this show.
This is the MythBusters Top 25 special, as chosen by the team and you, the fans.
Something just touched me!
We've already seen a heap of highlights. But now that we're into the top 10, we're counting down to the biggest bangs and best of the tests.
Holy crap!
And in at number 9 is a collection of those moments the team strap in, buckle up, and jump off for science.
We do all our own stunts. The only stunt double you'll ever see on MythBusters is Buster.
The concept of human guinea pig is more than just something that we've printed on our shirts. I mean, it's a central idea of MythBusters.
I always wanted to be a stuntman as a kid, so this job on MythBusters is kind of like a dream job.
Yes, every single time the team gets an opportunity to live out their stuntman dreams, they make a deposit in the Personal Highlights Bank.
Water skiing behind a rowboat, that was just plain exciting. We were curious to see whether it was actually possible. And it was.
Whoa! Whoa! And never one to miss a chance to ramp it up.
I can't believe we're gonna do this.
Our resident action man, Tori, took the towing tail to the next level.
That was probably one of the coolest moments on the show for me, where it was just like, to be able to say you've wakeboarded behind a cruise ship. I can't even describe to you the feeling. I mean, it was just like, oh.
But it's not always as free and easy as the guys make it look. Some of these adrenaline-fueled highlights are hard won.
You know, if you do a lot of stunts, you'd think you would get used to it, but for me, it's not the case. Bang! It's like starting over every single time. Whoa! You have to psych yourself into it to actually go through with it.
Oftentimes what happens with a stunt is that I will anticipate it with excitement until just before I'm about to do it, and then I'll realize how scary it is. And then get that fear under control to do the thing and slowly get better and better as I go. And that is a really interesting process, overcoming that fear reflex to be able to do something.
Let's go for it.
because one of the things about stunts that's really fascinating is all the work happens before you do the stunt. There's no correcting in the middle of a stunt. This is something that I've learned the hard way. You have to be just mentally prepared so that once you take the jump or dive or slide, it all happens right. And attaining that sensitivity to it is really awesome.
Red flag to a bull, we are seeing if the color red will infuriate a bull to cause it to charge at you.
Whoa!
So we'd done a bunch of tests, and it turned out it was actually motion, not color. So we were so confident that it wasn't the color that I dressed up in a red jumpsuit and stood out in the middle of this ring, and they let bulls out.
Every guy's running around.
And your heart rate just like through the roof.
Everybody stay sharp. He's on the Tory side of the ring. He sees Tory. More movement! More movement!
It was one of those moments, definitely, where I had to check my underwear after the experiment was over.
He's looking right at me. I know.
This next moment marks the myth where iconic high-speed images met science, mystery, and history.
The Hindenburg is one of those episodes in a category of I can't believe we hadn't thought of that before.
You don't want to mix blur with blur.
Wow! Whoa! Because once we started to dive into it, there's so much rich material, so many pieces that you can start to tease out and get a great episode out of it.
These things are always catching on fire. That is the textbook definition of irony, kids.
The thing I enjoyed most about this was the actual process. Building these large miniatures, playing around with the material that was doped with thermite.
Now, we're gonna blow up some Zeppelins.
Whoa!
It was just such a joy to work on these things, and the fact that they lined up so perfectly with the actual original footage, it was wonderful.
This is my favorite scale experiment we've ever done. Full stop.
I love the high-speed images of our Hindenburg burning because they look exactly like the real Hindenburg burning. As special effects technicians, if you had asked Jamie and I to replicate the Hindenburg explosion, we would have done it in a specific set of ways. But the last way we would have thought to do it is by trying to replicate all the circumstances of the actual Hindenburg fire. That's very cool.
Our work here is definitively done.
I love the smell of thermite in the afternoon.
I reject your t-shirt slogan and substitute my own.
Well, as Adam would say, there's your problem.
In at number 7, we're compiling and celebrating the one-line wonders and recurring themes you love the most.
Lard.
Because people watch MythBusters over and over and over, sometimes things that we say kind of off the cuff
Quack, damn you.
become memorable lines that get repeated and put on t-shirts. It's so bizarre.
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
Jamie wants big boom.
I'm fine. Am I missing an eyebrow?
Am I missing an eyebrow? Actually, for me, the funniest part of that clip isn't the am I missing an eyebrow line. It's right after that when Jamie goes, yeah, and most of your hair. And I go, ha, no way.
I am missing an eyebrow, aren't I?
You lost a lot of hair up there, too.
You're kidding me.
No.
I lose all of my sense of humor in a nanosecond.
You're all right. It won't look weird after a day or two.
One of my favorites is
Holy crap! Run!
Run! Run! Because we really, really use it a lot, unintentionally.
Here comes chaos.
My toast always lands butter side up.
Now there's your problem.
Let's pillage!
I don't know if that's legal in California.
Go get him, boy.
That is messed up.
I wouldn't say Jamie's an evil genius.
Say hello to our little friend!
This is gonna kill you.
High explosives and electricity. Woo!
That's why we can never have anything nice.
It's like a wet t-shirt contest, really.
This is the kind of thing I do on the weekends.
It's starting to feel like a bad idea.
It's almost too exciting.
Pumping as fast as I can.
I'm making a rocket out of meat.
Our death ray doesn't seem to be working. I'm standing right in it, and I'm not dead yet.
That was intense.
That was heavy.
But it's not just the one-liners that top the fan charts. There are a few much-loved themes and motifs as well. There's the dark side.
I am your father.
Ah, never. You're not my father.
The light side.
Which makes my voice sound much higher.
The slippery side.
Jamie's built entire special effects sets out of lard.
Sometimes you just need a little extra lubrication.
And then there's Jamie.
Well, who wrote this crap?
Come, silent walrus. Let us storm the castle. I will don my safety gear.
Jamie, underwater. You know, funny thing about Jamie, okay, the longer the show is on, the more kind of iconic he becomes.
Does this remind you of when you used to count money for the mob?
I was a hitman, I wasn't the money counter.
I mean, he's kind of like a superhero figure now.
How are we gonna test this one?
But I mean, he's just a normal guy, you know? He puts his beret on like any other dude who chooses to wear a beret. Jamie, pensive.
Over my shoulder is a wild Heinemann in his natural environment, and he seems, if I'm correct, to be dung hunting. So little is known about this elusive animal. Theirs is a tenuous existence at the very edges of society.
Sad.
That's important we stay very quiet. They are deadly if provoked.
Scared.
Let's see what he does. Oh, he's gone into hiding.
Is he doing his David Attenborough thing again?
See, you can't use that. He will kill me.
The Alcatraz escape is such a classic MythBusters story. There's such mystery surrounding it, and we may never ever know what really happened that night.
The spoon proves mightier than the bars at supposedly escape-proof Alcatraz prison.
That is one of the episodes I'm still most proud of and most astonished that we got to do. I mean, who else has actually gotten into the water off of Alcatraz and paddled their way to safety in a boat?
And it was that kind of commitment to the cause that squeezes this myth into the top 10. And it began when, armed with the precise details of the legendary getaway, the prevailing conditions, the convicts' materials and plans, Adam and Jamie embarked on an ingenious build.
I think one of the funniest things I've ever seen us do on the show was Adam banging away on the raft on the table in the shop while we were building this thing. And then stopping and saying,
Wait, was that a guard? No.
Hey.
With the stealth and subtlety of a prison riot, Adam and Jamie completed their flimsy rubber raincoat raft.
Hurry up, they're coming.
And headed for the rock, where they faced the cold, dark, turbulent waters of Frisco Bay in obligatory comedy convict costumes.
You look funny.
You don't? Here we were in the middle of the night in these rough waters, and we just built this raft out of raincoats, and we have to dive into it and see what happens.
We spent 25 hours putting together all the components of the Alcatraz escape boat. And yet, even after all that work...
Oh, Jamie, you're the man, baby.
We really kind of expected it to disintegrate. And honestly, sitting in the little rowboat watching Jamie do his little caterpillar dance out onto the Alcatraz raft, I could not believe it was holding up to that kind of abuse.
Oh yeah, we're taking on water, okay.
Despite the team's fears and the sheer unlikelihood of the recreation being successful, all of a sudden, astonishingly, the MythBusters were breaking out of Alcatraz.
The other most astonishing thing about the escape was how crappy Jamie's rowing is.
I have no idea where we are.
If you look carefully, you'll see that I'm doing all of the work. I'm up there at the tip of the boat, shoveling the water, pushing it across. Look at Jamie's oar. He's like, He's like not even doing anything. And I've still yet to hear a suitable explanation from him for why he's doing so little.
This is so cool!
It seemed like for the entire voyage that the thing was about ready to sink, but, you know, sooner or later, the opposite side of the shore came into view and we were out. It actually worked. It was amazing.
We made it! I think Alcatraz Escape is a quintessential moment for MythBusters because it's the perfect plot for MythBusters. Everybody's heard of it. It's a seemingly impossible task that we, after careful examination of all the evidence, prove, in fact, is totally plausible. It's a home run from a story and an execution standpoint.
I'm king of the world!
Demolition Derby was my favorite episode ever because we got to do the car drop.
Reminds me of now.
The car drop was logistically, technically,
All those years of video games are gonna pay off now.
emotionally, the hardest thing we've ever achieved.
Now, to explain what the myth is, it's a luxury car commercial. And they suspend a luxury car from a helicopter. And they start another luxury car at a starting line on the ground. And both are racing towards this giant X drawn out in the middle of the desert. In the end, of course, the luxury car on the ground is faster than gravity, and it zooms past the X just before the other car drops and shatters into a million pieces.
Now, before we went out to the desert to test this whole thing, we went to the quarry to do the small scale.
I love this job.
Which was dropping cars from a 400-foot crane. I mean, that just tells you how big this myth was.
Whoops. Did we get the rental insurance on this?
But once the team got to the desert, what dawned on them wasn't simply the size of their task, but the complexity.
Listen, it's quiet, too quiet. It's like the calm before the storm.
Look, Mom, no hand!
This is gonna be nuts.
So in my career, I've radio controlled a lot of things. Vehicles, big and small, robots.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna take the break. Stop.
But I think this one in particular was one of the hardest things that I've ever done.
How you feeling?
All right.
Really? Because you look like you're freaking out.
Over the years, Tori and Carrie have noticed the telltale signs of when I am under a lot of stress.
He does this little neck thing where he goes like this.
When that happens, you know things are getting crazy.
But despite that stress and pressure, everyone geared up for the grandest of grand finales.
All right, here we go. When we actually executed this myth, it's one of those things where 100 things have to go right, but only one thing can go wrong and it will ruin everything. It's very true for this. It was so complicated.
You're all buckled in. Good job.
I'm all buckled in and ready to go.
Yeah!
Woo.
There he goes.
Here we go.
Wow. Oh, this is crazy. That's mighty.
There was a giant cargo helicopter with a quick release holding up a real car. There was a radio-controlled luxury car on the ground that I'm controlling from a helicopter.
All right, car is being lifted off the ground. Oh,
And all of these pieces moving up in the air, it's like juggling a dozen different balls, having them all up in the air and not dropping a single one.
Okay, we're at 1,000 feet. Being in a helicopter that size and watching from above, I got a perspective that nobody else could see.
We're at 4,000 feet and directly above the target zone, ready for the drop.
I got to watch the car drop, slowly become tiny, hit the ground.
Grant, in your own time, start driving.
okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Car is away. Car is away.
45 miles an hour. Looking good. 60 miles an hour. 70. Looking great. 80. Car's looking good. We're going straight for the X.
You're about 1,000 feet from the start marks.
We're at 95 miles an hour. Stay on target. Looking good, Grant. Looking good.
Stand by.
We're coming up to the mark soon. Okay.
500 feet.
Stay on target. Holding 105.
Dropping in 3, 2, 1.
Release the car. Here it comes. 105. Holding 105. Here comes the car. Holding 105. Tires hit the desert. Target's coming up.
Mission accomplished. Myth busted, and in terms of team effort, our intrepid trio's most memorable myth yet.
I felt like I could, I had so much adrenaline I could lift a car myself.
Just the amount of work and things that could go wrong in this experiment, the fact that everything came together and it all worked, it blows my mind. I still can't get my mind around it.
I mean, it was beautiful. On a personal note, I was pregnant that whole time. Had no idea, so I think maybe it was a little bit more emotional for me than it should have been.
I was less excited after my first kiss.
At the top of most fans' memorable moments list are the trials and tribulations of Adam and Tori.
I'm scared. I see injuries in my future.
So here at number 4, we're celebrating all of the eye-watering,
I'm okay.
wince-inducing incidents our pair of bleep-happy pain partners have produced for your viewing pleasure.
Wow! That hurt a lot.
And one interesting aspect of the pain game is how it's developed from the early days of calamity and chaos
Ow! Oh!
to a more refined science.
The pad screwed me. Early on in the show, I said,
This is a show. It's like 4 minutes of science and then 10 minutes of me hurting myself.
And 100 episodes later, I think the ratio is totally reversed. I think we've gotten more complex with our storytelling, so there's a lot more science in that regard. And I've gotten more precise and surgical about inflicting pain on myself.
I don't know if I'm closer to being sober. I'm certainly closer to being dead.
So I'm able to boil it down to some just key moments that really deliver.
Whoa! Ah! Oh!
Okay, I'm totally cool.
A lot of competition, but that might be the worst thing I've ever had to do on the show.
Yep, by mixing his drinks and the high-speed camera, Adam's at the cutting edge of accidental entertainment. And of course, Jamie lends a helping hand.
Oh! Holy bleeping bleepity bleep!
Can I do that again? That was kind of fun.
No, that made my head ring. Oh!
It was a good-sized slap there. Let's look at it again.
Oh my God!
It's like your whole head is rubber.
That's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
And speaking of a helping hand from the Heineman,
Oh, you baby. Do I enjoy seeing Adam in pain?
Shoot me in the ass.
Well, Adam gives great reactions, so that makes for good TV.
Oh!
Look, some of Jamie's supposed entertainment at my getting hurt is the editors creatively telling a story that isn't quite there. Some of it. Wow! Ow! Yeah.
But Adam's a pain in the ass, and so I don't mind if I see him suffer once in a while.
Oh! God! The rest of it is that Jamie is a sadistic and cruel man.
God, that hurt.
It's time to go to bed.
Next up is Tori, our man of action and accidents. A man first to volunteer for the tough tasks. A fearless man, and a man who occasionally fails to think things through.
Oh, Tori, are we gonna ever have an episode where you don't hurt yourself?
A man who combines all of these attributes to bravely bring us moments of leg-crossing comedy gold.
Oh,
If I had a nickel for every time I got hit in the nuts on this show, I could retire.
oh, dude.
I hope I can still have kids. They're like a magnet to flying things.
Hey.
Maybe I should wear a cup.
Gotta stretch it out a little.
Aside from his magnetic charisma,
That's not for science, is it? That's just for you.
Tori has a tendency to trust his fellow hosts.
I just saw you punch yourself in the head.
A trust that has, on occasion, been taken advantage of.
You smell that?
What's that?
Bad things. Let's egg him on until he hurts himself.
And one accident that I had that I get a lot of questions about is the bike jump. It seemed like an easy enough thing to do. Carrie and Scotty told me that I could make it. I mean, I did a couple of tests next to it, and they said, oh, you totally got it.
Yeah, it looks like you cleared it. Go for it.
Does it?
And you wonder why you always see him getting hurt.
He took me seriously, tried to jump the little red wagon, and flew through the air like Superman, skidded on his face, and got up, not hurt, not a scratch, totally fine. Now that is really fun to watch.
I'm okay.
Why do I always laugh when you get hurt? That looks so bad. Oh my God, I can't believe you did that.
I thought I was gonna make it.
The final contribution to the Hall of Pain is a group effort.
Now, there was one myth that we were testing called the Baghdad Battery, where we hooked up an electrified fence shocker to this Ark of the Covenant that I built.
I feel like I just got punched in the chest.
We can't do that to Adam. And Adam came in to test it, and we didn't warn him that it was hooked up, and we ended up shocking him.
You guys haven't hooked in the electric fence thing in here, have you?
Oh,
That would have been a good idea.
All right.
You should be on our team.
And he was very, very upset. But I mean, comedy is pain plus time. I mean, it like doesn't.
Do you feel God?
You did hook up the real thing.
Yeah.
I'd like to clear the air with the ancient electricity because I know Tori still feels guilty. It's not actually Tori's fault, and nor is it Scotty or Carrie's. It was, in fact, not their idea. That's all you need to know.
In at number 3 is an explosive pair of revisits with rockets.
The revisits are by far the most scientific thing I think we achieve on MythBusters. I don't know any other show that goes back over old broadcasts of theirs and say, we got it wrong as part of the structure of your show.
Hey, look at that. Well, gee, that looks like a bullet. And I'm proud of the fact that we're doing them because what you're seeing on this show is the real deal, mistakes and all. And we fully acknowledge that sometimes we get it wrong. That means that we have to revisit it to do the job right. That thing was going so fast that it was in and out of the range of the camera before it knew what was going on.
And of all the great myth-busting moments that revisits have reaped, the two that make it to number 3 involved result replication with rocket sleds. First to launch was Adam and Jamie when they proved that to compact a compact,
Oh my God.
you needed a whole lot more than 2 trucks traveling at highway speeds.
Let me spell out for you exactly how this is going to break down. When we push the launch button from the bunker, this back sled fires, pushing this front sled down the track to here, where the front sled's rockets kick into gear and carry it the rest of the way down the track. By the time our sled reaches the end of the track here, it ought to be going 700 miles an hour. It will then leave the track, traveling across 20 feet of open space where it will eventually hit our car. Smack on the nose. Now the car's backed up against that steel plate and that concrete block, and that should simulate our two-truck impact at the speed of sound. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Do you mind if I flip the switch?
Go for it.
This is Compact Rocket Sled in 3, 2, 1. Wow! Holy crap!
That didn't mess around.
Oh no! That second stage was a hell of a thing. It was like, whoa, it just disappeared. I've seen things go supersonic, I've fired cannons, I've watched jets go by, but there is something about that rocket sled, watching the sled reach 400 miles an hour and then the second set of rockets kick in, and watching it reach 700 miles an hour before hitting the supposedly immovable object. It's like a visceral experience of something that makes you feel good to be alive, and not in its way.
The rocket sled test has to be one of the more spectacular things that we've ever done. But having been there and seen it live, I have to say that it's almost too much to absorb. It all happens so quickly.
Holy crap!
The only way that we really get a chance to absorb it is by looking at the footage afterwards.
And that's where this moment comes into its own, because the high-speed footage is nothing short of spectacular.
But conversely, watching the rocket sled accelerate to the speed of sound and hit the immovable wall, nothing equates to seeing that in person. I have nothing else to compare it to. It really is the high point.
And it's a high point our intrepid trio also got to experience when they had a result replication request.
Now, when we test the myth that a car gets in a head-on collision with a snowplow and it gets split in half, we could not replicate the results. I mean, we got it to split halfway, but it didn't split the car completely down the middle.
So the fans wrote in and said, we want you to do this. We want you to do this again.
Cue the car, the rockets, their sled, and the bunker.
This is rocket-powered super plow versus front-engine vehicle going at 500 miles an hour in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Wow!
That went so much faster than I thought it was going to.
Oh, that was great! It was like here 1 second and then gone.
I really didn't think we were going to be able to split a car in half. I thought the rocket sled was just going to obliterate it, but it pretty much cut the car clean in two. We found two distinct halves. I mean, it took so much force to make that happen, and the rocket sled delivered.
We split it! I cannot believe we split the car in half. Look at it, it went right down the tape line. We have two perfect halves of the car.
It's like, I can't help but smile. And watching that high-speed footage, it's just like, we did it. Even though I was there and I saw it, I still can't believe that we actually did it.
For me, using the rocket sled is one of the closest ththings that we get to being Wile E. Coyote in the cartoons.
In second place is an idiom, and interesting insight into just what makes Adam and Jamie tick.
Ta-da!
Something tells me balloon myth?
My favorite episode is Lead Balloon.
Even though it doesn't involve any spectacular crashes or explosions, this is hands down my favorite episode.
The myth is that it is totally impossible to make a balloon like this one out of lead.
And so we're going to build one.
Well, that's the only way to test it is to try.
That's what we do.
And I know we've blown up cement trucks, we've virtually gone to the moon and back on this show, and still lead balloon holds the top spot for me.
No explosions, no rockets, and no Hollywood-style stunts. So why exactly does this story top Adam and Jamie's personal memorable moment list?
It's the episode that most clearly demonstrates how much fun the internal process of problem solving is to me and Jamie.
Because we had to go into our heads and walk through every last step and detail with absolutely no room for error. The problem is this. It just kind of falls apart. It's like, almost like wet toilet paper. And that it actually worked, it was just thrilling.
And the cornerstone of that success was an ingenious design from our resident Swami of origami.
The biggest problem that the lead is giving us is that it's delicate. We have to build our three-dimensional shape flat and then inflate it. We can't move the lead around too much. So I'm gonna try and design a way to make a cube so that we lay it out panel by panel, flat, and then we can inflate it.
It works. All right. There it is. That's the deal.
The problem solving is the reason we love this job. And lead balloon demonstrates that problem solving in the most elegant way I think we've ever done.
And so with their elegant design in mind and their incredibly delicate material in hand, the team went to work with military-like precision to build the supposedly oxymoronic lead balloon.
This whole build depends on how carefully we do this.
Why is that piece of tape there?
It has to be pristine. We're going to lay down paper. We're going to be wearing booties when we're working around this. This is going to be like a medical procedure.
My flat pack cube design for the balloon was something I actually thought about for weeks and weeks before we actually implemented it. I was thinking that the shape had to be simple, a simple platonic polyhedra, and I settled upon a cube as probably easy to make in the conditions we had to make it, which was flat and you couldn't move the lead once it was laid down. It had to be built in place.
It's all working out quite well right now. Makes me a little nervous.
One of the other reasons that I love lead balloon is its total pointlessness. I mean, you've got this idiomatic phrase that'll go down like a lead balloon as something that's impossible, and then you've got us taking the impossible on as a challenge. To do something so pointless and so successfully, no one needs to know how to make a balloon out of lead, but now we do know. And I find that strangely thrilling.
Hey, Adam.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the design. It unfolded and twisted out just the way it was supposed to. Whether it flies or not, I don't know, but your plan worked.
I'm really psyched about this one.
He was psyched, all right, but also frantic.
Opening tank 3.
Because in the closing stages, the pace picked up. Rips and tears appeared as fast as they could be repaired. But the lead balloon,
Hold on. That's it.
like Adam's voice, kept rising.
I gotta tell you, I'm pretty happy about this thing right now. I'm pretty excited. It's a lead balloon. Oh my God, I'm getting dizzy. Woo!
It's a balloon made out of lead, and it's up there. It's floating. It worked. Whoa. Dude. That is a lead balloon.
I am really pleased. We might have been able to get away with a smaller balloon, but this is a lead balloon. We did it.
That worked beautiful. It's perfect. 11 kilos of lead hanging right over my head. And if I let this go, it's going up. It's just amazing.
Well, I tell you, that might be ridiculously impractical, but, you know, if someone says it's impossible, we just take it as a challenge. Busted idiom.
So here it is, the #1 MythBusters most memorable moment. And appropriately, the top 25 countdown concludes with a countdown.
Jamie wants big boom.
Big boom, big boom, big boom.
In 3,
2, 1.
Explosions. Combustions. Conflagrations. Pressure vessels that undergo catastrophic failure. And plain old big booms.
Oh yeah.
Everybody, say it with me. Jamie wants big boom.
Are all part of the fabric of the show.
That's what we do on MythBusters. We blow crap up.
And so here at number 1, we celebrate the biggest booms, the most deafening detonations, and the scariest fireballs. But first, to start the end with a bang, we salute the all-time fan favorite explosion, the truck that disappeared in the light.
Cement truck is by far the fans' favorite explosion, full stop.
Well, we're going to use 850 pounds of commercial blasting agent.
Isn't this like the biggest explosion we've done on MythBusters?
This is the biggest by like 1,000%.
I think the cement truck became a fan favorite because it's like your first kiss. It's something that you're gonna remember.
Well, that's what we do on MythBusters. Is we take large objects and make them into very small objects. But it wasn't the explosion itself, per se, that gets people going about it.
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
It was the simple elegance of the whole thing. First it was there, and then it was just gone. It blows people away.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big piece of chunk coming down, man.
And there's an aspect of it that I really wish could be communicated that just isn't there in the episode, which is we were standing 1.5 miles from where that truck blew up, which meant that the shockwave and the sound took 2 different periods of time to reach us. We stood there and we watched this silent explosion.
And literally a second later, a shockwave hit us, which nobody was expecting, and it felt like somebody had just hit me in the chest.
It seems so peaceful, and then it just like...
If you have a chance to watch a cement truck get filled with 850 pounds of AMFO and blown up, I highly recommend it.
Well, there's your problem.
Where'd it go? It's all gone. There's no more truck.
I left it right here. MythBusters 1, cement truck 0.
This has got nothing to do with the myth. This is just a big boom.
But that was just the start of a beautiful big boom relationship. Over the years, the team has had the opportunity to savor and appreciate a wide variety of explosions and conflagrations.
Because the show's been on the air for so long, and because we've been able to work with so many different types of explosions,
And every explosion has its own texture, its own feel.
Bye-bye. When in doubt, C4.
The high-speed explosives, like the plastic explosives, C4, etc., those tend to be really snappy. Those tend to have a very sharp crack, and they don't last very long.
3, 2, 1. Like exploding microwave.
Low-speed explosives like dynamite and AMFO, they have a much throatier thud. You really feel them in your solar plexus. They're awesome.
AMFO has got to be my favorite because that's the one you rely on when you absolutely positively have to make something go away.
Yep, ANFO, or ammonium nitrate fuel oil, has long been a team favorite. And during Homemade Diamonds, it provided the biggest explosion in MythBuster history. But big is not always best. Carrie, for one, prefers a little bloom in her booms, a visual flourish that requires additional ingredients.
My favorite explosions always involve some sort of fuel. I love when you add gasoline. I love when you add propane. I love when you add coffee creamer.
3, 2, 1.
I mean, it was like Armageddon. And we had this huge 50-foot wall of flames coming down on us. And it was like, holy crap, I'm gonna die. That was frightening!
Quite honestly, though, my favorite explosions of all aren't even technically, from a physics standpoint, explosions. And it's watching hot water heaters fail.
Normally with an explosion, you have control over it. You have a primer, you have your finger on the button, you have the countdown, it goes off. But when you're waiting for a pressure vessel to explode, you have no idea when it's gonna go off. You have no idea how big it's gonna be.
Oh, this is killing me.
Those moments, they're probably the most exciting.
Oh!
Now, another thing that people don't realize on the show is that we often end up exploding things that aren't specifically explosives. For example, CO2.
Two words. What did I get you? Sounds like.
Sometimes people ask us if we're acting when an explosion goes off and we're screaming and yelling and high-fiving. It's an explosion, are you kidding me?
There's something about that release of energy. You feel it, and you feel a little scared and a little excited.
Okay. Is everybody okay?
Explosions are sort of a cathartic release. You get this amazing, beautiful, dirt-throwing, flame-throwing plume that throws a shockwave at you that you can just feel.
Why are explosions such an integral part of the show?
No more car!
Well, it's not only because we love to blow stuff up.
One way that you can tell that MythBusters has been in the area is to look for shrapnel in the trees.
It really seems to be that most of the best stories end with something being destroyed in some spectacular fashion. And when you want to destroy something and in a spectacular fashion, well, we've tried most things, and few things work better than explosions.
Which gives us the opportunity to reconfirm the myth that it's better to end with a bang.
We made something blow up.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy the chart-topping, most memorable MythBusters greatest hits.